Good morning. This is Debbie Broughton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I'm just on here a few minutes early. Well, exactly right on time, I guess, now that I look at the clock. So if you're here and you're joining me for today's video, shoot me a comment so I can know that you are watching. And I'm just trying to pull it up here on my laptop so I can watch for comments. It takes a few minutes from the time I start the video till it shows up on the laptop. And here it is. So let's see how straight we are today. We are pretty straight. You can see my arm. It's still cold here, although it's supposed to be like 50s on Sunday and 60 on Monday. Okay, I even look pretty straight today. So we're going to kind of just leave it like that. You can see all the way to the bottom of my glass mat now, but I don't think you can see the top, which is okay. I don't usually do too much at the top. More I do it at the bottom, and then you can't see it. So we're going to say this is good for today. So today we're going to do, let me see what it's called. It is called the Decorative Panel Pop-Out Card. And this is how it will look when somebody gets it. And back here is your message. And then it will stand and show off the decorative pop-out panel. So this is really easy once you get the measurements down and everything. So we're going to start, and I'm going to make 2 more. Whoops, I forgot to make this so I could see the comments. Hi Judy, I'm so glad you're here. This one's got a few more steps, but I think it's really pretty when the whole thing is finished. So I'll try to go slow. I have all my stuff in a basket again, so hopefully I'm not losing things like the other day. I'm just trying to be sure I have everything here. I have 2 of those. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to score the paper first. So this is the card base, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, a regular half a sheet of cardstock. And then we're going to do some scoring. So I'm going to put my cutting blade at the bottom, otherwise I'll accidentally cut. And we're going to score at 2 1/8, which, if you have the Stampin' Up! Cutter, is the 3rd line, counting all the lines. 1, 2, 3. No, yeah, 1/8. Actually, 1/8 is 2 lines. Pass. And then it says 4 1/4, which is what we're normally doing. But now the next score is what I want to show you. It says 6 3/8. But it's really hard to see the 3/8 on this cutter because it's right here in this area. So what I did, to be sure that I got it right, was I turned it this way and did 2 1/8 from this side. So I did 2 1/8 from each side. I hope that makes sense to you. It's just easier for me to see where to put the score line. But you can do the 6 3/8 without taking it out if you like. So this is the actual card base. Then this is called the brace. This is what's going to hold everything together and pop out the panel. So this is cut at 8 1/4 by 1 3/4. So you just have to take a 1/4 of an inch off one end on the 8.5 paper to make it be 8 1/4. And then we're going to score this one at 2 1/8 3 1/8. I know all these eighths. 5 1/8. And then we're going to go to 6 1/8, which you can see is like right at the end where it changes from white to gray. Or you could flip it around like we did the other piece and do it 2 1/8 from this end. It's going to be exactly in the same spot, if that's easier for you. I hope that makes sense. All right. So let's get started putting the card together. First, we're going to fold and crease our card base. Let me get here my basket and get my bone folder out. This is the Peach Pie, which is a new in color for 2025. So we're going to do this one, and then we're going to do this one. And soon it's going to be time to say goodbye to the 2023 in colors: Boho Blue, Copper Clay, Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve. So it's always sad. I want to be sure I'm folding this right when we have to say goodbye to colors. So I'm going to start probably doing more projects with the retiring in colors, because I still have some cardstock left and everything. So what we want to be sure is that we get this folded correctly. So it's going to fold like this. Kind of looks like a seagull flying. So we want to be sure and crease these this way also. This one's really never going to lay flat. It just has too many folds and it's too bulky, at least for me. So we just want to be sure that it looks like this, because when I was making this first one, I did it wrong, and thus I had to take my decorative paper off back here and put it up here in the front. So now I'm very careful when I'm doing this part to hold it like this, so I know that the DSP is going to go right here. This is the birthday DSP, and now I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I can get out the catalog here and we can look that up. The stamp set's called Birthday Celebration. And the paper is called Wildflower Birthday. And these are the different colors. It has Pretty and Pink, Peach Pie, Old Olive, Soft Seafoam, Pool Party, and Gold. So it's very pretty and kind of like a delicate paper. So that's what I've used for my designer series paper. So I'm going to put a little bit of green adhesive on the back here. And I looked at this piece and I really couldn't see an up or down direction, because these leaves go up, they go down, they go sideways. So it's pretty easy to cut paper when it doesn't have a direction. Oh, I got this one a little bit too close to the top. I hope I didn't. I could very carefully pull it back up and start over. There we go. Okay, so now we have these two decorative sides on. So next we're going to work on our brace. I just called it a brace because it's what's bracing the card together. There might be another name for it. So we're going to fold. I'm going to put the lid on my glue first. We're going to fold like this. A mountain fold. A mountain fold. We're going to do these all like mountain folds first. Then we're going to see what it looks like and see if we have to change any into valleys. Oh, that sounds loud today. So, what we want to do is to put these two pieces together like this, and then flatten this down. So, do you see how that works? And it's going to go right in here. So, the next step is we don't glue these two together. You just have to kind of hold them together, because the next step is we're going to put them into the card base. So we want to put a little bit. Now you can use tear and tape for this too. I just like to use the adhesive because then tear and tape, once you set it down, it's hard to get it up if you get it crooked. So I'm just going to put glue on both sides of this. And I'm going to hold it up here, holding it together the best that I can. And I'm going to slip it in here, centered up and down, and press it down like this. And really kind of press on this to get that glue to adhere. So, now when we open it up, it's going to be the brace that we need to hold up our panel. And when you make your panel, you want to be sure that you make it and put it on so that it comes all the way to the bottom of the card to give it an extra, I don't know, stability to be able to stand up. So this one is going to go on like this. That way you have the panels and you have the front panel all reaching the surface to hold it up. So again, in order to do that, we are going to put our adhesive on this piece. And then I used radiating dies, or radiating rectangles for this. And I want to put it right at the bottom, and I want to center it left to right. So I have this, just has to come up a little bit. Be sure. Now again, you could use the tear and tape because this would probably be a good spot to use it. So now we're gonna, you kind of have to play with it a little bit at first to get it even. So there we go. So now we're gonna finish this front part. So what I did, oh, I know what I forgot to do that I meant to do. I wanted to put the ribbon around the whole thing like I did there, but I think I still can. Let me find my peach pie ribbon because it doesn't go all the way at the bottom. So let me put this piece on first. I should have really did that. I should have put this on the panel, then put the ribbon on, and then added it to the card. That would have been the easy way to do it. Again, I cut this piece out in a smaller radiating rectangle die. Now we're going to take our peach pie ribbon and we're going to lay it back here underneath. We're going to pull it out. And I'm going to tie a knot instead of trying to make a bow with this. So let me find my ribbon trimmers. Here they are, snips. So we're just going to kind of cut this again at an angle. Maybe, if I can get it to flip around here first. I just love this color, peach pie. We have peach pie, pecan pie, pumpkin pie. So I got that one at an angle. And I'm just going to cut this one at just a little bit off this one to get rid of those frayed edges. Like that. So now we have a bow. And I didn't really put anything else on the front here because I didn't want to cover up the cakes. So I didn't put any words or anything on the front of this one. But what I am going to do on my back panel where I can sign my name and write a message, I'm going to take some peach pie. I'm going to take the stamp set, Hope This Card Makes You Smile. And then I'm going to center it here, hopefully. There we go. So we're going to adhere this to the back. Now if you want to, you can adhere this to either this panel or this panel. You know, actually to any of them. But I think I'm going to attach it to this one so that you would be able to see it from the back when it's standing up. I don't know. I was trying to decide if this would work if my front panel was an oval or a circle and it touched, or does it have to be, does it need more support with the rectangle that's longer, you know, has more surface where the die will meet the surface that you're trying to use. Okay, we're going to put this on. And again, I have enough left over to decorate my envelope. That's what I'm trying to do all the time now because I try to be so careful with my designer series paper and save it and use all the scraps, but then at the end when it retires you still have a lot left. It would be better if I just use it when I'm making the cards now, because I will get new in May and I want to get that. So here we are with card number 1 for today. Again, this is Wildflower Celebrations. It's in the Spring Mini catalog. And we got a saying on the back. This is for our envelope. I have enough of the lilac paper, or lavender, I should say, the lavender paper to make an envelope. Whatever you call that, an envelope strip. So I'm going to go back maybe later today and cut one out when I get ready to put these all in my... I have different like boxes that my envelopes come in, and I have them divided like this box is birthday, then I divide them on the inside between masculine and feminine and kids. So it maybe tries to keep me organized. You know what we forgot to do on this one? We forgot to put our embellishments. That's something we can't forget. Well, they fell off before even, or fell out. We're going to use that, and we can also use some Stella. So let's see where we want to put these peach pie dots. These are the 2004 to 2024 to 26 in colors. So I got a pack of these because you're usually doing a lot with the new in colors when they come in. So I have 2 packages because I ran out of Summer Sun I was doing a project with, so I need to get some more. So I need to use some of these up now. So we'll do 3. We'll do 1, 2. I liked your cards that you posted yesterday, Judy. They were so pretty. You did a great job following directions. Okay, and here we go. Now we can say card number 1 is finished. Well, we didn't put on any Stella, but I can do that later. It has that gold on there, so I don't even know if it really needs some Stella. I got out my Gorgeous Grape because I forgot to put some embellishments on my lavender one here. So here is our second card. And this is using Timeless Plaid and the Storybook Friends because I just love that whole stamp set and the paper and everything. So that's why I decided to use it for this card. So again, I've already cut this. And we went over it. This is for the envelope. We went over how to cut the paper. So this one I've already have cut to save us time. And I'm just going to do my creasing here. So again, we want to be sure that we have it so it looks like a seagull. And we know that the 2 pieces of DSP go right here in the front. So I'm going to use these pieces. Isn't that pretty? It's just, I like plaids. I didn't realize how much I liked them, but these plaids in this set of paper is just beautiful. It's got the best colors. And it goes right along with the Storybook Friend punch outs and things like that. I will miss boho blue when it goes away in May because it's a very nice blue color. Actually, to me, it's kind of like, almost like a blue purple, like periwinkle or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe periwinkle is more purple. So here we go with the plaid paper there. Again, now we're going to do our brace. We're going to say mountain. Mountain, mountain, and mountain. We're going to hold it like this with these 2 pieces together. Oh, this one has, I had that one bent the wrong way. So, it kind of looks like a T now. You can kind of flatten that down a little bit. So let's try to crease these a little bit more. Okay, so now we have our T. And we're going to take our base and we're going to put adhesive or tear and tape on this long part here. I forgot to take the lid off. I need 2 hands. So let me get it right back together again so it's even. Okay, then I'm going to put some glue back here. I'm going to fix it so I'm holding them together as soon as I finish getting the glue on. Okay. So now we're going to look. We're going to center from up and down. It doesn't matter left and right because it's going to go all the way to the fold line. Sorry if I got my head in there. And then we're gonna drop it, and it's gonna get glue on my pants. Oh, it didn't do too bad. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We're centering top to bottom. We're putting it right up there against the fold line. We're gonna hold this piece down, and we're gonna close this piece. Oh, it worked perfect right there it goes. Then we're going to flatten this down. Let me find the lid for my glue. That's what fell on the ground. So, here we go. We have our brace in there. I just want to hold it a little bit longer to be sure that it's sticking good. Okay, so now we have our brace. Let's make our panel. This time I used the Concord sculpture shapes, I think it's called. These are probably retired, but I've just been looking through my dies and my stamp sets while making up this class, trying to see some things I haven't used in a while. So this is what we have. We're gonna add this piece of vanilla here right to the middle so just the scallops show. Okay, now what are we going to put on this middle? I used the stylish shape dies and I cut this bunny out, and I was just going to put her right here in the middle. I'm going to pop her up with some dimensionals, and I also made her a bow with the boho blue cord. So we'll put that on too. First, let's get these popped up. And one in the middle. Okay, we're going to take off these. Oh, look how they're sticking to my hands because it's static again. Okay, I want to do this left to right and up and down. I need to come. It's almost going to cover up the scallops, I think, on both sides. We shall see. There. And I thought this spot looked a little empty over here, so I have my glue dots in my basket. And I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to lay it on the glue dot, pull it up. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it worked. And then I'm going to put this in the corner up here. And I'm going to trim my tails a little. The cord has been around the tube it comes on so long that it really wants to curl up. If you see it here, look how it's just really curled. So I probably will have a hard time getting it to lay flat. Well, that's about the best we're going to do, but that will look okay. Again, we're going to put some adhesive on the brace. And the most important thing is that we want this to come all the way down to the bottom of the card so that it gives it doesn't get top heavy when you try to stand it up. You need a extra little piece in the front there to help it stand up. And there we go. So when you want to mail this, you're simply going to take it like this and fold this either to this side or to this side, and it'll fit in your envelope. I know we still have to put the tag, the layer on so that you can sign the card. So let me clean off this peach stamp. We're just going to use the same saying I like the same. Because you could say for birthday, for thinking of you, or just because, hope this card makes you smile. Stamp it in boho blue. Oh, those dimensional covers. Okay. So, oh look, I have one stuck on my finger there. We're going to try to center this top to bottom, left to right. And we're going to get a shadow. So what do we do when we do that? Oh, paper has two sides. We are so grateful that paper has two sides. And this time I'm going to, if I can find it, wipe this one corner off so it doesn't do that again. Sometimes I do it with my finger, but then I will stick my finger onto something else on the card and mess that up, so I'm not going to do that. I have my chamois over there. Okay, up and down, left to right. Don't rock it. There you go. Some adhesive on the back. Okay, I'm going to put it on this side again. And there we go. We have our card with the decorative pop-up panel. And now the only thing we need is Stella and some gems. So I have some gems right here. I love, these are called Drucy adhesive back embellishments. Now I couldn't decide because there is some, I want to say that's probably crumb cake in the paper. So should I use these ones that look a little more brown or the clear ones? I think I'm going to use these up here. Just as something different. And so I'm going to put one here. One down here. And one oh, at first I thought, oh, I do have that crooked. I'm gonna have to fix that because there's lines in the plaid, so you can tell I went crooked when it lays down. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it off the brace. Crossing our finger. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to. It's already dried. Well, perhaps they won't notice. So, there we go. Another decorative pop-up panel card. That's kind of hard to say really fast. So I hope you've enjoyed this card today. And, like, I don't know if I said, but here, my envelope cover. It can go this way. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a good afternoon, Judy, and I hope all of you do too. Happy stamping. Bye.